Hello everyone, I'm Zill, and in this video I'll explain everything you need to know about what's going on with me as of late. As some of you guys might know, either because you follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, or I'm a Discord server, these past couple of months have been hell for me to get through. There's a couple of reasons for this. I'll go over them in just a minute, and then I'll go over what I'll do moving forward and what you can do to help. First off, my living situation. Even though I am 19, I still live with my parents, I still depend on them for most things, and it is very unlikely that I'll go live on my own anytime soon, despite my wishes. Life with my parents has been getting increasingly frustrating and stressful, and the fact that they're always complaining about some new financial debt of a couple €1,000 that they have to deal with doesn't help at all. Connecting to this issue is the fact that in the past couple of months we've had to spend a lot of money in big bursts, and that has left us financially struggling. We spent about $300 on books for the school year. My dad just had to get a new car after not having one for about a year because the one that he had for the past 15 years broke down, and we cannot function as a family unit with just one car, being that my parents' jobs are really far apart and I still can't get around on my own, aside from walking. And even though we looked for the cheapest second-hand option we could for the car, it still set us back a ton. Not to mention all the debts and fees of his previous car that were suddenly unearthed after he got the documents for the new one in order. I also recently got diagnosed with PCOS, and finding specialists for in-depth analysis of this issue, along with the medicines and supplements I now have to take, can get pretty expensive over time. We've had to pay over €500 for a school trip, the last one I'll ever go on, and the first one I've ever been on since middle school, and I just had to spend €260 out of my own pockets for a very important exam. Needless to say, we are not doing great. There's something else that's also bothering me, which directly affects my productivity and hinders my ability to essentially do my job. My laptop is dying, and has been for a very long time, basically ever since I got it. As it stands right now, it is incredibly frustrating and draining to work with most days, making me devoid of motivation to draw or especially animate. This is because it has very poor specs, a battery that doesn't charge past 46%, very little storage space and RAM, and it lags and overheats like a motherfucker. 2/3 of the touchscreen have been completely dead and thus unusable basically ever since I got it, making it so I can only draw in a very limited middle area. You might understand why that is incredibly frustrating and hard to work around every single time I want to draw. My pen is also acting faulty, and there doesn't seem to be a way to fix this. The tip dulls down easily, and when it does, it leaves a very annoying trail on my screen, even when I'm fully lifted from it. I fixed it temporarily when I replaced the tip with one of the little replacement nibs inside of the pen box, but now I'm on my very last nib, and once this one wears down, I'll have to spend even more money on a replacement pen. So, what can you do to help? First off, I made a donation poll on my Ko-fi that is specifically for saving money to buy a new setup. I calculated everything, and the money should be enough for a drawing tablet and a better laptop. You can donate any amount you want. The only minimum is $1. It was literally the lowest amount that Ko-fi would let me set. I am trying my very best to make money in any way I can right now, given that at the moment school is keeping me very busy. I started selling my old possessions and stuff around the house that we don't really need or use at all. I'm also selling candy bracelets as one-of-a-kind items on Vinted. Those same bracelets are also on my Ko-fi, along with the option to order a custom one for just $2 more. Shipping to Italy is free, and I tried my best to make the prices as fair and affordable as I could, while still turning a little bit of a profit. Also on my Ko-fi are my art commissions, at a fixed discount temporarily, as you might see from the preview picture on the commission tab. Some might say that even with the full prices, I am underpricing myself, but considering that every bit helps right now, I don't really care at the moment. Because of my hardware essentially betraying me though, and the fact that school is actively kicking my ass as we speak, I cannot guarantee that I'll be available for art commissions consistently in this point in time. So if you want to financially support me, I would really appreciate it if you just tip me instead. Tips are like donations on Ko-fi, and just like the poll for my setup, the very minimum amount set is $1, and you can donate whatever you want. But because I know that this is a little bit of a difficult time for most people around the world right now, I can already hear some of you say, "But Zill, I don't have any fucking money. I can't do any of those things." Or maybe you don't want to, that is also okay. Well, to that I say, you don't have to. Social media in general, especially YouTube, hasn't been the nicest to me in this already difficult period. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but my content has been getting way less views than it used to. And while I do know that views aren't everything, and I promise I'm not obsessing over them, this can feel like not growing at all after years of effort, or screaming into the void, especially when I try to promote my commercial work like commissions and candy orders. So it would be a great help to me if you just interacted with my stuff or shared my links around, either to your own social media or to friends that you think might be interested in it. It really goes a long way, and I really do appreciate it. I was a little unsure about how to go about making a video like this, both because it's very different compared to my usual content, and because to me it kind of feels like I am begging for money, but that is absolutely not what I am trying to do. This is just a really difficult time for me, and I wanted to make you guys aware of this. All I am asking for is support during a hard time in my life, and any kind of support is cherished and appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.